What's up, guys? Sanch here, back again with another fitness bodybuilding related video. In today's episode, as you guys can see on the screen, we're going to be covering the 2019 IFBB Indy Pro that'll be coming up on March 30th, 2019 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, I'm going to be giving you guys my opinion on the top 6 placings that I think will be placing top 6 at the 2019 Indy Pro. So, quick physique for the Indy Pro, but obviously you guys can see on the screen it says men's open, 212, and bikini are the only classes that are actually going to be competing here. So I decided that I'd actually be covering the men's open since I'm more familiar with men's open. So if you guys are interested in this video, make sure you guys stay tuned. Alright, thanks for staying with the video. Appreciate you guys sticking with me. We're going to go over the competitors for the 2019 IFBB Indy Pro here, as you can see on the screen. I'm not going to read them all off to you guys. I'm just going to point out the ones that I seem to be relevant. We got Steve Kuklo at number 4. These aren't the placings, it's just how they wrote it. Luke Sandow and Akeem Williams. Also, for honorable mention, Justin Rodriguez did place 5th here last year, so he is in the cards. He could possibly do well. Dorian Haywood placed 10th here as well last year, and Blair Moan and John Sylvie, they both competed here, but they did not place last year. So those guys not so much could be in the running for top 6 in my opinion, but it is relevant, so I thought I'd just at least give you guys that little bit of information. But now let's get into my predictions for the top 6. In number 1, in my opinion, I think Luke Sandow is going to be coming in at number 1. I think he's running a good campaign, and he's coming off from a hot win at the Arnold, Ohio this year, so I think he has a definitely good chance of winning this year at the 2019 Indy Pro. I thought it would be relevant to show you guys his most recent show and how he looked. So the front double's looking good. I like his midsection. Front lat spread, midsection again looking good. Arms a little blurry, but the pecs really come out. And the quads have a great sweep, in my opinion. Front most muscular, hands together. I wouldn't say it's his best move, his best showing of a most muscular. This is actually, the hands-on hip is probably actually my favorite for him, and I always do appreciate it when a bodybuilder smiles, so that's a plus for me. And his biceps looked fantastic. Back double bicep, everything looks fine. Traps kind of take over the movement, but it looks good. Rear lat spread, this looks fine. It's definitely not anything special in my opinion. Nothing against the guy, it's just pretty standard. Side chest here. Arms are looking good. Chest looks fantastic. He's putting that left shoulder into that chest muscle and really pushing it forward, making it look great. Side tricep. Kind of hard to see the tricep, but it does look good for what he has being presented. Number 2 on my list is going to go to Steve Kuklo. If you guys do not remember, Steve Kuklo did win last year's Indy Pro, the 2019 Indy Pro. He also did place 5th last year at the Arnold, Ohio, if that's relevant to you or not. So, because he won last year, I feel like he has a great chance of placing 2nd, or even to kick out Luke Sandow, even with him coming off that hot wind at the Arnold Classic. But we're going to get right into the posing rounds. I did notice it was a little fast with Luke Sandow, so I did slow it down a little bit so we can look at the musculature and really appreciate what he's got going on here. So we have side tricep for the first one here. Tricep looks okay, just like Luke. It's kind of difficult to see it. It's more of a showing of the chest, actually, I guess, for him. Most muscular, hands-on hip or hands-on thigh. This looks great. I love this look for him. The midsection's a little watery. Honestly, most of him is watery, if you're being honest with yourself. But it still does look good. Chest nice and full, arms striated. It looks good. We got the ab and thigh. Thighs are looking good. Core, it's just tough because it's so watery. But it definitely is a little bit better in this showing. Not too much to say. Lats are kind of getting pulled back. Can't see them so much, but you got to focus mostly on the core there. This is probably one of my more favorite moves from him. Again, smiling. I can always appreciate that. The pecs, very full, very striated. Got those cross striations. Veininess on the arms, looking great. Quad sweep, looking nice and full. Can appreciate that. Core for this, non-existent. I wish he would maybe try a vacuum if he can. Besides that, I mean, the biceps look watery, the quads look dry, and not in a good way. So he really wasn't holding this pose very well. And we have the front lat spread. So chest look good, chin tucked down, arms look good. Core is long and flat, but definitely no definition. Quads look great, and you can even see a little bit of a peek on his calves if you're looking that close. Of course, smiling again. Again, smiling. I can really appreciate that. Chest look nice and full. Core looks a lot better in this one, in my opinion. Bicep, got the veins there. It's looking good. Quads, again, looking good. Teardrops, nice and full. Calves, nice and peaked. So, of course, this is all my opinion, guys. I don't have too much experience with open bodybuilding, but I can kind of pick things out here and there. Looks like he's balding. Not a big deal. Back double bicep. It looks okay. Kind of the biceps get kind of washed out with his huge delts, but I mean, it's not really a bad thing. Glutes were looking good, a little dry. Again, we got a rear lat pretty much in the same position, so that's kind of nice. You can look at the other things. Lats are looking okay. The lower part of his lat insertion's really watery. Can't really see much. Maybe he's holding water. Maybe he just wasn't conditioned enough. I don't know. I wasn't there. And then we have a variation of the side chest with the tricep kicking out. I do like this position for him. It looks fantastic. He's got his legs squeezing together, really popping those hamstrings. It's a fantastic position for him. And you can even see the core is engaged. It looks good. And of course, he's got a good smile. And we got the side chest, just hands together. Now, again, like I said, it's good. Hamstrings are smacking up against each other, looking nice and full. Biceps nice and peaked out. Chest striated, very, very nice, very well put together. And that's probably why he won the show. Getting past the borderline man crush I had on the last one was Steve. My third place prediction is going to be Akeem Williams. Now, if you guys can take a look here, the last best placing for Akeem Williams was back in 2018, where he actually placed second at the Toronto Pro. Now, I was actually pretty impressed with his showing there at Toronto Pro. He was very dry, grainy. Being a black guy, it's a lot easier to see everything, so it's always nice to see that. We got here the lat spread. It's fantastic. Everything's just striated. Everything's dry. I mean, it's a fantastic showing of a beautiful physique. Hamstrings here just popping. And maybe it's the lighting, maybe it's his bronzer. I'm not really sure, but everything looks so much better in these pictures. And this one actually looks a little bit darker, but I mean, just look at those quads. I mean, just like you can just touch those, like they're so striated. The calves, they just look fantastic. Chest looks a little watery and saggy, but it looks good. Very vascular. Kind of reminds me of Branch Warren, because it's still vascular, but it's not really popping. It's not really dry. Again, the chest, it looks so striated and grainy, but it's or veiny, but not so much grainy. Veiny, but not grainy. Core looks okay. It's a little bloated. Kind of reminds me of Dexter Jackson. Teardrop, reminiscent of Kai Green. Absolutely fantastic conditioning. And yeah, just looks great. And this has got to be my favorite pose that he did. Not a mandatory, but me being a classic person, somebody who appreciates the classic physique, and I will be competing in the classic physique. A victory pose is always a fantastic way to cap everything off. Quads look great in this. Core is the best that he's looked so far, and the forearms and the arms just really do come together, and of course a good smile. Now this actually kind of reminded me of Phil Heath. You guys can kind of see it, right? Arms looking great, chest nice and striated. So he did have the conditioning, it just maybe he just wasn't contracting the muscles as much as he should have. Possibly, I don't know. I'm not a bodybuilder. But quads looking good, not as well as they did in the other pictures, and the core kind of washed out. You can't really see it very well. Front double bicep. Again, a good pose for him. The quads definitely take over the movement. They look fantastic. Bis and tris, they look very full. Lats popped out. I almost want to say he has higher lat insertions, but they look good for his frame. He has more of a Y frame like Dennis Wolf, but it does look good. And the last one for him is going to be the rear double bicep. This is good. It wasn't the best picture, but it's the best picture that they took for the show that I could find, so we'll have to work with it. Hamstrings, again, looking good. Glutes, nice and dry. Lower back, not so much. Looks like he's holding a little bit of water there, but for the most part, he look good. And for the 4th, 5th, and 6th place, in no particular order, I'm gonna have to throw out Justin Ramirez could possibly take 4th because he placed 5th last year. Let's say Dorian Haywood. I saw some pictures of him and he looked very full. He actually kind of reminded me of Dorian Yates, so it's kind of funny they both share the same first name. He could probably be in the top 6. It's kind of a tough one here. And let's say Matt Koba. Matt Koba could also be in the top 6. So that's my top 6 prediction for the men's open class for the 2019 IFBB Indy Pro in Indianapolis, Indiana. I appreciate you guys stopping and watching the video. If you guys enjoyed this kind of content, I actually do enjoy it. I do follow bodybuilding pretty closely. I really do love watching people like Nick Strength and Power. He makes fantastic content, and I thought I'd give my own little spin on things like this, and let me see what you guys think. And I don't know, it's just kind of nice to talk about it. So if you guys appreciate the content I'm putting out for you guys, make sure you guys leave a like. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be putting some more video out like this, and I'll also be putting out, of course, more contest prep videos talking about dieting and bodybuilding in the classic way I do it. Besides that, guys, for the 3rd time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.